Hi, this is Munson with Munson Music. I'm going to talk about how you play a song by Justin Bieber called Boyfriend, and I'm kind of working off the acoustic version. And we're going to end up cabling this on 5th fret to kind of match the recording. We're going to start off kind of talking about some strumming options and some fingerstyle options and root position. And we start off on a C major chord. And when you play C major, first finger goes to the B string on the 1st fret, second finger on the D 2nd fret, third finger on the A string 3rd fret. And if you strum the A string to the high E string, that sounds a C major chord, and it sounds really, really happy. Now you may also want to think about lifting off the first finger and kind of making that a C major 7. I think that's actually what Justin's kind of starting on. Or you could add in the pinky on the B string 3rd and make that a C major 9 chord and kind of say some things around the C chords. And then from the C we'll be going to a B7 chord. When we play B7, first finger goes to the D on the 1st fret, second finger on the A string 2nd fret, third finger on the G string 2nd fret, and the pinky on the high E string 2nd fret. And if you strum the A string to the high E string, that sounds a B7 chord. It sounds really nasty. Now you may also want to think about taking the third finger and flattening it over the G, B, and E and making that a B9. And then from the B9 or the B7, and actually what Justin's kind of doing is it sounds like he's using the A string to the B string in that chord. And then we end up going to an E minor chord when we play E minor. You could do it second finger on the A string, third finger on the D string 2nd fret, so you kind of dig the E minor that way. Another way you may want to dig on E minor is first finger on the A string 2nd, second finger on the D string 2nd. Or you could take the third finger and add it in on the B string 3rd, and add an E minor 7. Or you could add in the pinky on the high E string 3rd, still have an E minor 7. And through our song, actually, it's a lot of kind of that C, B7, E minor. It's kind of our verse chorus. And you could even do that as kind of a down idea. I'm kind of doing 4 downs on the C, 4 on the B, and 8 on the E minor. Or you can split it 3 to 5. That was actually kind of cool, right? C, 2, 3, B, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, E minor. C, 1, 2, 3, B, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, E minor. Or something else I like to add to a song like this is a strum pattern. And one of my favorite strum patterns for a 4/4 like this is down, down, up, up, down, up. So if you took the C and just tried that out, you'd have down, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, down, up, down, up. Now C and B kind of half, so you could do just a down, down, up on those chords, and then end up on your E minor with the whole pattern. So kind of C, down, up, B, down, up, E minor, or you can split the pattern different ways, like a C, down, B on the up, down, up, E minor, down, up, down, up, C, down, B7 on up, down, up, E minor, down, up, down, up. Or something else that I like to add is bass notes. And a lot of times on that first down of the down, down, up, down, up, you can throw in a bass for the chord. So on the C, you'd have the A for the bass. On the E7, you'd have the A for the bass. On the E minor, you'd have the low E string for the bass. So you could add basses to that and make it kind of C with a bass. Down, up, B7, E minor, low E bass. C with an A bass, B7 with an A bass, E minor. Or you can split the pattern with basses, kind of a bass, down, B on the up, down, E minor, low E bass. C with an A bass, B7 on up, down, E minor, low E bass. Or if you kind of dig on fingerstyle, and this is more like what Justin's doing, basically your thumb becomes your bass player for the E and the A and the D string. And then you could kind of line up the fingers, almost index on the G string, middle on the B string, ring finger on the high E string. So it's almost like a little division of labor. And you could kind of start off with the C and do kind of a bass on the A string. And then actually I like the C major 7. So kind of lift off the first finger and you could do the top 3 strings together. So you have, and actually you could do all the fingers together, kind of that C all together, kind of with that setup. And then when we go to the B7, you could do just the first finger, second finger, third finger, and then shift the index middle ring to the D, G, and B, and kind of do that with the A string for the bass. So kind of doing fingers together. And then there's this cool little lick that kind of comes in where you could take second on the G string and play that note as a slide to 4, and then go right back to the 2 on the G string. So you got kind of that B7, 2, 4, 2. And then we go to the E minor chord. You may want to just do just the thumb and the index on the D, middle on the G string. As kind of an all-together idea. And then another all-together. And then index middle. And then all-together, index middle. And then kind of a thumb, index middle at the end. Kind of idea. So you have kind of that C, B lick, E basically, oh, and there's a couple other licks actually that kind of come up around that. You can really embellish this like crazy. There's this one lick that turns up in the tune where you can go 7 on the high E as a pull off to 3. That's a stretch, but when we capo it won't be. So you have 7 to 3 as a pull off, and then open E, open B, open G, 2nd on the D, and then you can take 3rd on the B string as kind of a slide to 5th fret on the B. So that's one of those cool little licks that kind of turns up. And actually a lot of the licks actually through the tune are pentatonic scale licks, and actually an E minor pentatonic scale is a 5-note scale. You got E's and G's and A's and B's and D's and E's and G's and A's and B's and D's and E's and G's. So you could kind of think of it as an open to 3rd on the E string, open to 2nd on the A, open to 2nd on the D, open to 2nd on the G string, open to 3rd on the B, and then open to 3rd on the high E string. So as you're kind of working it, you may want to do kind of a chord idea and then try pentatonic lick. Or actually pattern 2 works out really well too, where you could kind of work off the 5th fret on the low E, 5th on the A, 5th on the D, 4th on the G, and then 5th on the B, and then 5th on the high E string, and kind of put those together. So this is kind of cool because you got kind of a 5 to 3 to open on the E, 5 to 3 to open on the B, and then 4 to 2 to open on the G string, and then a 5 2 open on the D, 5 2 open on the A, and then 5 3 open on the E string. So that's a random lick, but kind of a double pull-off idea, or you could even work that kind of hammer-on ideas kind of that same way. So it might kind of help to kind of see a little bit more of the pattern. So you could kind of work the chord idea and then make up a lick, and then maybe the E minor lick, you know, kind of working with those notes. C, B, E minor, S, C, B, E minor, make up a lick. Kind of an idea. So you want to play around with that a little bit too. And then we'll basically be repeating that until we get to our bridge part. And on our bridge, we start on the E minor chord, but then we go to an A minor chord when we play A minor. First finger goes to the B string on the 1st fret, the 2nd finger on the D 2nd fret, the 3rd finger on the G string 2nd fret. If you strum all those together, that sounds an A minor chord that sounds really sad. You may also want to think about lifting off the 3rd finger, making that an A minor 7, or you could add in the pinky on the high E for an A minor 7, or you may dig on an A7 sus, where you do 1st finger on the D 2nd, 2nd finger on the G 2nd, 3rd finger on the B 3rd, pinky on the high E string 3rd, but you can kind of work for the A idea. And then from the A we go to a B minor chord. And normally you do this as a bar on 2nd fret. We'll talk about some easier options too. And then 2nd finger on the B string 3rd, 3rd finger on the D string 4th, pinky on the G string 4th as a B minor chord. Or you could kind of lift off the pinky and make that a B minor 7. Or another way to play B minor 7 is to do 1st finger on the A string 2nd, 2nd finger on the G 2nd, 3rd finger on the high E 2nd, kind of dig on that. Or if you're digging on that A7 sus idea, you can do the A on the 2nd fret, 2nd on the G, 3rd finger on the B string 3rd fret, pinky on the high E string 3rd, and kind of work that for your B minor. And then from the B minor, we kind of go to a D major, and then a B7 is kind of a halving idea at the very, very end. The way you play D major, 1st finger goes to the G on the 2nd fret, 2nd finger on the high E 2nd fret, 3rd finger on the B string 3rd fret. And if you strum the D string to the high E string, that sounds a D major chord that sounds really happy. Now while you're on Ds in general, it can be kind of cool to lift the 2nd finger and make it a D suspended 2nd. Or you could add the pinky on the high E 3rd and kind of make it a D sus. And it's kind of this halving idea actually on that kind of D for 4, B7 for 4, kind of an idea. So we could do that with just the downs actually, kind of that E minor, A minor, B minor, kind of for our bridge part. And then the D, 2, 3, 4, B7, or you can do the down, down, up, up, down, up. E minor, A minor, B minor, and then you have kind of a down, down, up on that D and B7. Or you can add basses with the E minor with a low E, A minor with an A bass, B minor would have an A bass, and then D would have a D bass, and then you can have that B7, kind of the bass at the end. Or you could kind of work that as kind of a finger idea. You may want to match the recording actually, you may want to take the index finger and kind of follow more of just that muting idea, actually kind of doing the downs. So you could do that without a pick, you know, kind of working just a finger for that idea. Or you could kind of take that idea of kind of the chord all together and then kind of work that for your bridge. That might be kind of cool too. And actually what I'm kind of doing is doing fingers together, and then kind of a slap idea, and then a bass chord kind of deal. Or you can mix that up. So you may want to kind of play around with that, and actually it can be really cool to kind of try and keep the thumb set up on your bass. The E for the bass, B minor, A for the A minor, A for the B minor, D for the D, B7. So there's all kinds of ways you can kind of use the fingers to kind of work that too. And on the E minor even, or through that idea actually, you could throw in some of those E minor pentatonic licks too. So you want to write a million licks to try and fit somehow time-wise into that much time. That B7 comes in quick. And then from there, we'd be going into our next verse chorus, and then going into our outro at the very, very end. We have our E minor to an A minor to a D major, and then there's a quick change to a G major chord where you do first finger on the A 2nd fret, second finger on the low E string 3rd fret, third finger on the high E string 3rd fret. If you strum all those together, that sounds a G major chord that sounds really happy. Now you may also want to put the third finger on the B string 3rd, pinky on the high E 3rd, and kind of work that for your G. So that might be kind of a cool way to work the E minor 7 to the A7 sus. You could even do a D sus, and then go to the G. And you'll hear this cool little rhythm there where you may want to do kind of a down, up, down, and then kind of kill it on each of the chords. G down, E minor down, up, down, A minor down, up, down, D down, down, up, G. So you may want to kind of play around with that rhythm. Now the weird part is to play along with Justin, instead of starting on a C major chord, he's starting on an F major chord. So to play along with the recording, what you want to do is take a capo, and if you put the capo on 5th fret, then now your C is really an F major, and your B7 is really a E7, and your E minor is really an A minor chord. And then when we get to it, the B minor is really an E minor chord, the D is really a G major chord, and the G major is really a C major chord. It really does kind of sound like those voicings that I think kind of working off the capo. So you could work that a couple different ways. You could work the down idea, B, E minor, C, B7, E minor, or you could do the down, down, up, and kind of do the down, down, up to the C and the B7. E minor, C, B7, E minor. You could add basses to that. Bass, down, up, B7, E minor, C with an A bass, B7 with an A bass, E minor. Or you can kind of split the pattern. That's kind of a cool idea too. C with an A bass, B7 up, down, E minor. Or if you're digging on the fingerstyle idea, you can kind of work that C, B7, E minor, C, B7, E minor, C, B7, E minor. Or you can even kind of try and throw in some of those licks, which can be kind of a cool thing too. And this is weird actually with that one lick we were talking about where you have the 7-3 and now it's really 12 and 8 with that lick. So that's a little weird, but you may want to kind of play around with that. It's kind of tricky to get in there rhythm-wise. Around with that too, or just making up your own licks around that idea. Actually, it can be kind of cool. So you may want to kind of play around with it, kind of see what you can say with that idea too. So kind of a lot of ideas or possibilities there. And then from there we'll be repeating that until we get to our bridge part. And then we kind of have that E minor, A minor, B minor, D, E7, which would be the down part. Or you could do the down, down, up, and have E minor, A minor, B minor, D, B7. Or you could add basses to that, E minor, A minor, E minor with an A bass, D with the D bass, that with those fingerstyle options. So that might be kind of cool, or you can mix that up. Together, bass chord kind of feels pretty good too. Bass chord, all together, bass chord, chord, bass chord, chord. Kind of thinking fingers is the chord. Bass chord, chord, or all together, A minor, bass chord, all together, bass chord, all together, bass chord, chord, bass chord, chord. That bridge part. And then from there, then we get back into our verse chorus. So back to our C, B7, E minor, C, B7, C, B7, E minor. So now I kind of play around with that. It feels really good, kind of just mixing it up even without measures. And then from there, then we go into our outro. We got kind of that E minor, A minor, D, G, E minor, A minor, D, G. And sometimes you'll hear the low E string on the second fret note randomly come in at the end of that lick. It's kind of a G, to kind of lead back to the E minor. So you might want to kind of throw that in too. That might be kind of a cool way to work it. G down, down, to E minor, A minor, D, G, 2, or you could even it out. Have the E minor, A minor, D, G, E minor, A minor, D, G. Or you can do the down, down up on that. It's kind of that idea through that part, kind of like the halving idea. Or a bass down that could work. Or you could have the pattern. That with the fingers actually, kind of that E minor, A minor, D, G, E minor, A minor, D, G. But that's the basics of how you strum through the acoustic version of Boyfriend by Justin Bieber. So good luck!